Welcome to video number 2 for business. What we're going to talk about here are chains of analysis. This is how we kind of structure a paragraph. So after this video, we're going to start talking about how many paragraphs are needed, what the paragraphs need to do. But before we think about that, we need to think about how you actually construct one paragraph. If you look here, and I'll highlight as I go through, it says for each paragraph, you give one advantage or counterbalance supported with evidence, and then develop your in-depth analysis. So it was a bit like on the first video, like that PE point explained. That's where you make your point, and I'll elaborate on that in a minute. What we then want to see is maybe a link to a theory or a concept. So, for example, you could be talking about the impact on revenue or costs or on the break-even point. But what we're saying here is each paragraph wants to see a build of 4 points. And as you're going to see in future videos, I'll point out where we're seeing good chains of analysis. But just take this on as a bit of an introduction if you've never kind of considered or heard of the term before. Now, this is really nice. You've got a little example here. It's not related to a question, but imagine you've got a question on staff motivation. I'm trying to think of a question off the top of my head. What will be the impact of increasing staff motivation for a company? Well, I mean, you know, a 0-point answer, a 0-score answer would simply be motivation would increase. If we think about the chaining on analysis, think about this. If the company brings in more pay to increase motivation, this will certainly improve motivation. If people are motivated by money, this could result in the business improving their staff turnover, in that less people will be leaving. This means that they retain the highly skilled and experienced workers. As a result, the business would be more productive, more efficient, which could increase profit, etc. So you've taken a really lame point, more money is going to motivate staff, full stop, let's move on, to kind of going through 4 separate points. And in terms of your chains of analysis, and this comes from a training that I went to years ago from Tutor to You, really every question comes back to these things: cost, revenues, profits, capacity, motivation, productivity, culture, and then the value for shareholders and for stakeholders. Okay, so yeah, really anything that you do in your longer answer questions can come back to this. In terms of connectives, things that examiners want to see, the use of if and then, but sentences like as a consequence, this would mean, this could mean, as a result, therefore, this leads to, due to something, the business could expect something, this is because. Phrases to avoid because it looks like you're making a new argument within the same paragraph, moreover, in addition, also, and another. Try and keep those maybe for the start of a paragraph rather than in building a chain, okay?